My beloved child, I am so proud of you. Stay present with me. Let these words sink in without resistance. You do not need to defend yourself here. You do not need to prove anything. Just remain. My precious one, I saw what no one else saw. I saw the tears you wiped away before anyone noticed. I saw the prayers you whispered when your voice felt too tired to speak loudly. I saw the faith you practiced when it felt like nothing was changing. I saw the kindness you extended and never received back. I saw the patience you chose when frustration would have been easier. Remain here with me a little longer. What I am speaking now touches places you may have protected for a long time. My child, you did not fail. You were not overlooked. You were not forgotten. Every step you took mattered. Every time you showed up when you felt empty mattered. Every moment you stayed soft in a hard season mattered. Dear one, this ministry stands because of hearts like yours. We truly need your super thanks to keep spreading God's truth every day. Tap the heart below, give your super thanks and help us reach more souls. Together, we will carry His message farther than ever. Listen gently now. Do not let old doubts interrupt this truth. Stay until the end, because the fullness of what I am saying comes together slowly. I know how tired you have felt. I know how unseen you have felt. I know how often you wondered if your consistency meant anything at all. I know the quiet exhaustion that settled in when nothing seemed to shift outwardly. I know the weight of being dependable while feeling depleted. My beloved child, I am proud of you even there. I am proud of you when you kept going without encouragement. I am proud of you when your strength felt small but your heart stayed faithful. I am proud of you when you showed up on days that felt ordinary and heavy. Stay with me. Do not drift away from this moment. What follows is meant to steady you, not rush you. Your value has never been measured by outcomes. It has never depended on visible success. It has never been tied to recognition or approval. Your worth has always rested in your heart, your faithfulness, your willingness to remain true even when unseen. My precious one, I take delight in who you are, not just in what you do. I am proud of your quiet obedience. I am proud of your gentle perseverance. I am proud of your tenderness in a world that often hardens hearts. Remain attentive. There is still more affirmation waiting for you. Do not leave before it is fully spoken. You make me proud when you choose faith on uncertain days. You make me proud when you keep going without clarity. You make me proud when you rest instead of giving up. You make me proud even on days that feel unremarkable to you. Precious child, I have entrusted you with my boundless love. Pour it into 3 hearts in darkness, and my peace will bring them light. Listen closely now. This is not flattery. This is truth spoken with love and authority. You were never invisible to me. Not for a single moment. I have held every effort, every intention, every quiet act close to my heart. Nothing you offered was wasted. Nothing you carried was ignored. Stay until the final words, my child. What I speak at the end will settle you. My pride in you is not fragile. It does not fade when you are tired. It does not disappear when you feel unsure. It remains steady, constant, and secure. Let this affirmation strengthen you. Let it restore what has felt worn thin. Let it renew your inner posture gently, without pressure. You do not need to rush forward. You are safe here. You are held here. My beloved child, I am proud of you today. I am proud of you tomorrow. I am proud of you in ways you may never fully see. Remain here just a little longer. Receive this without resistance. I am with you. I delight in you. You make me proud, always. Rest in this truth. You are seen. You are valued. You are not invisible. My precious one, today, this moment belongs to you. Precious heart, if these words touched your spirit, treasure them forever. Let your love and faith be seen. Respond by pressing like. My beloved child, pause for a moment and breathe. What is unfolding before you now is not a collection of comforting phrases or empty encouragement. These are living declarations released from the seat of divine authority, words infused with purpose, power, and timing. They are arriving precisely when you need them, carrying the ability to shift what has felt immovable and to restore what has been worn down by long seasons of struggle, sorrow, and unanswered questions. I want you to know this with certainty. You are not unseen, not overlooked, not forgotten. I am fully aware of where you stand at this exact moment in your life. I know the terrain you have been walking through, even when it felt like no one else noticed. I see the battles you have fought in silence, the ones you never spoke about because explaining them felt too heavy or too complicated. I know the tears you wiped away quickly, hoping no one would ask why your eyes were red. I know the nights when sleep escaped you because your mind would not stop replaying fears, regrets, and what-ifs. I know the pressure you carry, the invisible weight that settles on your chest and makes breathing feel difficult at times. I know how overwhelming it can feel when you think about everything you're responsible for, everything you're trying to hold together, and everything that feels uncertain. I know the exhaustion that goes far beyond being physically tired, the deep weariness that seeps into your spirit and makes even small choices feel like climbing a mountain. I see all of it. Nothing has been hidden from me. And now I need you to hear something clearly, because this truth has the power to change how you step into this day and every day that follows. The season of relentless trial is coming to an end. Not in some distant future. Not after you finally get it all together. Not once you've proven yourself worthy or strong enough. It is ending because I have declared it so. I have seen enough. The testing has fulfilled its purpose. Refining has done its work. What was meant to grow in you has grown, even if you don't fully recognize it yet. And now, without delay, a new season is opening, the season of restoration, fruitfulness, and reward. It begins now, in this very moment. Precious one, this message you hear is possible only through your help. Our mission needs your super thanks today. Press the heart below, send your gift, and become a pillar of this divine work. Your support keeps God's message alive in many hearts. I know that hope feels risky to you. I know you have guarded your heart because disappointment has taught you to be cautious. You have trusted before and felt let down. You have held on to promises that unfolded differently than you expected. You have prayed with sincerity and wondered why the answers seemed slow or silent. You have chosen to keep believing even when everything around you felt like it was falling apart, and there were moments when you questioned whether anyone was listening at all. But hear this, every single prayer you have whispered, spoken, or cried out hadn't been heard. Every tear that fell carried meaning and was never ignored. Every moment when you chose faith over fear, when you kept going even though you were unsure, has been recorded. Nothing you endured was meaningless. Nothing was wasted. Nothing slipped through the cracks. And now, all of it, the prayers, the perseverance, the quiet faith, are converging into a harvest so full that it will take your breath away. What is coming will not merely compensate for what you lost. It will restore you in ways you didn't even know how to ask for. This is not optimism without foundation. This is not an attempt to soothe you temporarily. These are words released with intention and authority. When I speak, my word carries the power to fulfill itself. It does not fail. It does not return empty. It accomplishes exactly what it is sent to do, every time. You have been walking through a season that felt like a wilderness. You didn't choose it. You didn't seek it out. And there were moments when it felt unbearably lonely, when you looked around and saw nothing but dryness and uncertainty and wondered where I was in the middle of it all. But I need you to see that season through new eyes. That wilderness was never punishment. It was preparation. Every individual I have shaped for meaningful purpose has walked through a wilderness. It is not a sign of rejection. It is evidence of calling. The wilderness removes what cannot sustain you. It strips away false support, misplaced trust, and fragile foundations so that what remains is real, strong, and lasting. It teaches you how to stand without leaning on illusions. It teaches you to listen, to discern, and to grow roots that go deeper than circumstances. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are being built. And what comes next will make sense of what once confused you. It strips away the illusions you once leaned on. It dismantles the false sense of security you built from comfort, routine, and shallow belief. In that place, everything that cannot endure pressure is exposed and consumed. What survives is not polished or impressive, but it is real. It is proven. It is forged in fire. And that is exactly the kind of foundation required for what lies ahead. Because what is coming is not small. It is not ordinary. It is not something the former version of you could have carried without collapsing under its weight. The person who first stepped into the wilderness, uncertain, unprepared, relying on their own strength, was not yet capable of stewarding what I am about to entrust to you. But the person now emerging is different. You are no longer shallow in faith or fragile in resolve. You have been stretched beyond self-reliance and brought face to face with your limits so that you could finally understand mine do not exist. You have learned dependence instead of control, depth instead of appearance, humility instead of assumption. You carry a new tenderness toward others because you now understand pain instead of judging it. You recognize silent battles because you have fought them yourself. You value breakthrough because you know the cost of hope, what it means to keep believing while nothing improves, to keep standing while nothing moves, to keep trusting when silence is your only response. The season of wandering has reached its end. I'm declaring it closed, finished, fulfilled, complete. I'm calling you forward, out of survival and into inheritance, out of endurance and into fulfillment, into a place of promise, overflowing with provision, alignment, and opportunity. A place where prayers turn into lived reality, where what you once only asked for becomes the ground beneath your feet. This is the place where the dreams I planted in you long ago, before disappointment reshaped your expectations, are revived. Not in the same form you imagined, but with greater clarity, maturity, and power. Dreams no longer fueled by impatience, but guided by wisdom. No longer driven by ego, but anchored in purpose. Yet there is a transition required. You cannot carry a wilderness mindset into a promised future. You must release the identity shaped by pain and begin to define yourself by direction. You must stop narrating your life by what broke you and start seeing it through what is building you. You must leave behind survival habits when you are being invited into abundance. I know survival has been your language for so long that peace feels unfamiliar. I know scarcity has shaped your thinking so deeply that provision feels questionable. I know constant struggle has trained your heart to expect disappointment, making breakthrough feel unrealistic. But I am not asking for shallow belief or distant hope. I am asking for trust that reaches your decisions, not just your words. Trust that moves your feet, not just your thoughts. Trust that acts now, not someday. Trust that believes even when fear argues louder. Trust that I am faithful to my nature. Trust that my promises are not empty. Trust that what I have spoken over your life is not delayed, it is ripening. Let me remind you of someone who walked this path before you. Joseph received vision early, dreams that revealed destiny long before he had the strength or wisdom to walk in it. Purpose was spoken over him while he was still inexperienced, and then his world collapsed, betrayed by those closest to him, sold, stripped of identity, falsely accused, imprisoned unjustly. Time passed, opportunities vanished. Youth faded behind stone walls and iron bars. Seasons changed while he remained confined, unseen, unheard. He had every reason to give up, every excuse to let bitterness take root. But something within him refused to die. Not because circumstances improved, not because rescue appeared, but because the word spoken over his life remained truer than his surroundings. The promise outweighed the prison. The vision outlived the pain. And then, without warning, everything shifted. Not through strategy, not through effort, not through manipulation, but through divine timing. In a single day, chains were removed, doors opened, status reversed. The forgotten became essential. The prisoner became a leader. The one prepared in silence was revealed in authority. Not because he earned it, not because he forced it, but because the season of preparation was complete and the assignment had arrived. And so it is with you. What felt like delay was development. What felt like loss was refinement. What felt like silence was shaping. You were not abandoned. You were being prepared. And now, the door is opening. Your journey mirrors the path of those who were chosen before you. You have lived inside a kind of captivity that was never just or deserved. Time was taken from you, years you cannot reclaim. Moments that should have been filled with freedom, growth, and peace. There were nights you questioned whether I still saw you, whether your prayers dissolved into silence, whether you had been forgotten in the shadows. But hear this clearly, you were never forgotten for a single moment. While it looked like nothing was happening, everything was happening. While doors remained shut, I was working behind the scenes. I was shaping your character, sharpening your discernment, strengthening your endurance, and refining your heart. What felt like delay was actually development. What felt like rejection was protection. What felt like loss was preparation. Just as it happened for Joseph, the door before you is not slowly creaking open, it is swinging wide. Not someday, not after more waiting, not after more proving yourself. This season marks a turning point. The very experiences meant to silence you will now amplify your voice. The trials designed to crush you will become the evidence of your authority. The wounds that once defined your pain will now define your purpose. Nothing in your life was accidental. Not the betrayal, not the loneliness, not the confusion. Every tear carried meaning. Every setback deposited wisdom. Every hardship formed depth within you that could have been created no other way. And now what was hidden is beginning to surface. Purpose is unfolding. Momentum is building. What you have been praying for is not just approaching, it is arriving. This is not happening because you earned it, not because you perfected your behavior or uncovered some hidden formula. This is happening because the appointed time has come, because I have spoken it, because the plan requires your obedience in this moment, because heaven has determined that this chapter must now turn. I know you hesitate to believe it. I know hope feels dangerous to you now. You have guarded your heart carefully because trusting before brought disappointment. You learned how to survive by expecting less. But I am not asking you to stir up emotions or pretend everything feels secure. I am asking you to trust my word above your feelings. Faith has never been about emotional certainty. Faith is a choice. Trust is an act of will. Decide to trust me even when it feels unsafe, even when logic argues against it, even when circumstances mock what I am saying. What you see now is not the final word. The environment around you is shifting. What once felt immovable is beginning to loosen. What seemed impossible is aligning into place. What you thought would never change is about to transform. But you cannot step into what I am giving while still gripping what I am taking away. You must release what has weighed you down. The bitterness, the resentment, the replaying of old wounds. You must forgive, not because what happened was acceptable, but because unforgiveness keeps you bound to the very pain you want freedom from. Some people will never apologize. Some losses will never be explained. Some outcomes will never be reversed. But unforgiveness will keep you imprisoned long after the door has been opened. Bitterness drains your strength. Resentment clouds your vision. Holding on to pain keeps you anchored to a season that has already expired. I am not speaking this to shame you. I am speaking this to free you. What I am placing into your life next requires room. It requires both hands. You cannot receive it while clutching yesterday. Release it to me. Let me carry the weight of justice. Let me handle restoration. Let me take care of vindication. Your responsibility is obedience. Your assignment is trust. Walk with me. Follow where I lead. Watch how I redeem what you thought was ruin. There are people ahead of you who are waiting for your arrival. They need the wisdom you gained through suffering. They need the compassion you learned through pain. They need the testimony that only your survival could produce. Your deliverance is not just for you. It is positioning you to lift others. Every individual I have used in powerful ways was first tested deeply. The testing was never punishment. It was preparation. It was training for responsibility. It was confirmation of calling. And you have passed. Refining season is ending. The assignment is beginning. That sense you feel, that subtle yet undeniable shift, that is not imagination. That is movement. That is alignment. That is the spiritual atmosphere around your life changing. You are stepping into a new chapter. Walk forward. Do not look back. I am with you. A shift is happening that you cannot fully see yet, but you can feel it deep within your spirit. The air is changing. The weight that has lingered over you is beginning to lift. What once felt immovable is starting to loosen. Long-standing delays are breaking apart. What was sealed shut is now responding to a divine command to open. Opportunities, clarity, and favor that seemed withheld are being released. not because you finally cracked some secret code, not because you performed perfectly, not because you earned it, but because the appointed moment has arrived. This is not accidental. This is intentional. It is happening because I have willed it so, because my plan requires it, because what I placed inside you cannot remain dormant any longer. There had been opposition, real opposition, forces working tirelessly to exhaust you, discourage you, disqualify you in your own mind. The enemy has studied your patterns, targeted your weaknesses, whispered lies in moments of fatigue, hoping you would collapse under the pressure. But what he fails to understand is that the outcome was never in question. The war was settled long before this season began. The verdict was rendered at the cross. The seal was broken at the empty tomb. He may attempt to intimidate you, but he cannot possess you. He may launch attacks, but he cannot defeat you. He may accuse you relentlessly, but he cannot pass judgment. You belong to me, fully, permanently, securely. There is no power, natural or spiritual, that can pry you from my hand. No voice louder than mine. No darkness stronger than my light. No failure greater than my redemption. So when the thoughts come, and they will, when they whisper that nothing has changed, that this hope is imaginary, that you are still trapped where you were, you must respond. Do not argue with them using your own reasoning. Speak my truth. Say what I have already spoken. Tell them I say the season of testing is coming to an end. Tell them I say movement is beginning. Tell them I say blessing has replaced barrenness. Tell them I say victory has overridden defeat. Tell them I say freedom has dismantled every chain. Your voice matters, not because it is loud, but because it carries my authority. When my words pass through your mouth, they carry my power into your circumstances. So speak, declare, prophesy over your own life. Stop aligning with lies that were never meant for you. Stop rehearsing fear-driven outcomes. Stop feeding scenarios that never came from me. Instead, declare what I have promised. Believe what I have spoken. Walk as though what I said is already true, because it is. This is not optimism. This is not motivational thinking. This is not self-help. This is warfare. And you are not unarmed. The enemy depends on your silence. He thrives when you remain passive, when you see yourself as powerless, when you wait for someone else to fight on your behalf. Because as long as truth remains unspoken, deception feels dominant. But the moment you open your mouth and release truth, the balance shifts. Declarations alter atmospheres. Praise dismantles resistance. Worship confuses the enemy. So worship, especially when it feels uncomfortable. Worship when nothing looks different yet. Worship when logic tells you it makes no sense. Worship is not emotional expression. It is spiritual alignment. It is choosing to focus on me rather than the storm. And when your focus changes, so does your position. When you worship, I respond. When you praise, I dwell. When you lift your hands, I lift what has been weighing you down. Let me show you something. There was a potter, skilled and intentional, standing over his wheel with a vision already formed in his mind. He did not work randomly. He knew exactly what he wanted to create, a vessel distinct in shape, refined in beauty, designed for a purpose that no other vessel could fulfill. He took the clay into his hands and began to work. He pressed, turned, veggie, and reshaped it. But the clay resisted. Hidden impurities caused unevenness. Hardened areas refused to yield. Cracks appeared where pressure met weakness. To an ordinary craftsman, the answer would have been simple: discard it, replace it, start over with easier material. But this potter did not abandon the clay. Instead, he applied more care, not less, more pressure, not to destroy, but to refine, more attention, not frustration. He removed the impurities one by one. He softened what was rigid. He reshaped what had collapsed. He never once questioned the value of the clay, because he could already see what it would become. The resistance did not disqualify it. The cracks did not diminish its worth. The struggle did not cancel the purpose. And neither does yours. Every press, every delay, every moment you thought you were breaking was shaping you into something stronger, deeper, and more capable than before. The process was never punishment, it was preparation. You are still on the wheel. You are still in my hands, and I am not finished. What I am forming will be worth it. He refused to abandon the work. He did not rush. He did not grow frustrated when the clay resisted his hands. Instead, he leaned in closer, studying every flaw, every uneven place, every hidden weakness beneath the surface. Where others might have thrown the clay away and started over, he chose patience. He pressed gently and firmly, taping and reshaping, removing what did not belong and reinforcing what did. Time passed, and still he worked, not because he was unsure of the outcome, but because he was committed to it. He saw the vessel long before it existed. He knew exactly what it was meant to become, even when the clay looked unrecognizable, unfinished, and fragile. When the form was finally complete, the potter did something that felt cruel from the clay's perspective. He placed it into the fire. If the clay had a voice, it would have cried out in confusion and pain. Why would you do this to me? I trusted you. I believed you were shaping me for something good. Why does your care now feel like suffering? But the potter understood a truth the clay could not yet grasp. The fire was not rejection. It was not anger. It was not cruelty. The fire was the final step in becoming. Without it, the vessel would remain soft, easily cracked, easily broken, unable to carry weight, unable to fulfill its purpose. Only the heat could solidify it. Only the flames could make it strong. So the potter did not pull it out early. He did not rescue it from discomfort. He watched it carefully, controlling the temperature, timing every moment. He knew exactly how much heat was required, no more, no less. And when the process was complete, he removed the vessel from the fire. What emerged was no longer fragile clay. It was solid. It was durable. It was beautiful. It was ready. And then the potter spoke. You are that clay, and I am the one who hath been shaping you. I know the heat has felt unbearable. I know the pressure has made you question everything, your worth, your calling, even my presence. I know there were moments you believed I had forgotten you or abandoned the work halfway through. But I never left. Not for a second. Every turn of the fire was intentional. Every moment of waiting had a purpose. Nothing you endured was wasted. The pressure refined you. The delay matured you. The pain removed what could not come with you. What felt like breaking was actually strengthening. What felt like loss was preparation. What felt like silence was precision. And now, you are coming out of the fire. You are not who you used to be. You do not think the same. You do not respond the same. You do not carry the same weaknesses you once did. The season you are stepping into would have crushed the old version of you. The responsibility, the influence, the impact, your former self could not have sustained it. But this version of you can. This version has endurance. This version has discernment. This version has authority. You have been tested, and you have remained standing. You have been stretched, and you did not shatter. You have been refined, and what remains is stronger than before. Now I need you to see yourself differently. Not as someone who barely survived, but as someone who overcame. Not as broken, but as forged. Not as small, but as chosen. How you see yourself will determine how you move forward. And I am calling you to walk boldly, to stand confidently, to stop shrinking in rooms I designed you to influence. You are my vessel, formed with intention, strengthened by fire, filled with purpose. You are my representative, carrying my presence into places that desperately need hope. The world is full of wounded people, people who don't need perfection, but proof. They are not looking for someone untouched by hardship. They are looking for someone who has been through the fire and emerged transformed. That is you. Your story will unlock doors for others. Your healing will give them courage. Your perseverance will remind them that breakthrough is possible. But you must step forward. I know being seen feels risky. I know vulnerability feels dangerous when you've been hurt before. I know hiding can feel safer than shining. But I did not shape you to remain unseen. I did not call you to comfort. I called you to impact. I did not call you to blend in. I called you to stand out. I did not call you to protect your light. I called you to release it. You are meant to be salt and light, a guide in the dark, a signal of hope, not for your glory, but so others can see what I am capable of doing in a surrendered life. When they see what I have done in you, they will believe I can do it for them. When they hear how you endured, they will find strength to keep going. When they witness your transformation, they will dare to pursue their own. You are ready now. The fire did not destroy you. I've completed you. You are not merely someone who has received grace. You are living proof that grace is real. Your life itself is a testimony in motion. You were never meant to keep what I have done for you hidden or quiet. Let your life speak. Let your voice rise. Let your journey be seen and heard, because the world needs evidence that hope is not an illusion, and that impossibility is not the final word when I am involved. Tell them about the chains that once defined you but no longer hold you. Tell them about the doors that were sealed shut until I placed my hand upon them. Tell them about the moments when logic said never, yet I said now. Speak of the miracles that unfolded not because circumstances were favorable, but because I was faithful. This is not about pride or self-praise. This is about gratitude. This is about obedience. This is about making it clear that the same God who moved on your behalf is still moving today. What I did for you was not exclusive. It was intentional. Your story is meant to light the path for others who are still walking in darkness. And understand this, your story is far from finished. You are not standing at the end. You are standing at the threshold. The chapters you have already lived were necessary, but they were not the climax. They were preparation. They were shaping you, strengthening you, and positioning you for what comes next. Every meaningful story includes hardship. Every powerful victory is preceded by struggle. There is always a moment where the odds are stacked high, where the outcome feels uncertain, where hope seems fragile. Attention is not evidence of defeat. It is the setup for transformation. Without the valley, the mountaintop would not matter. Without the night, the sunrise would not be celebrated. You have walked through that valley. You have stood in that place where answers were scarce and strength felt drained. But now, a new chapter is opening. And in this chapter, things shift. In this chapter, the breakthrough arrives. The victory takes shape. The promise that once felt distant steps into reality. In this chapter, belief becomes experience. What you once trusted by faith, you now begin to see with your own eyes. What you once prayed for quietly, you begin to live out boldly. You step into what you have waited for, and when you do, you will look back on this very moment, the moment you are in right now. You will remember this as the turning point, the moment you chose faith over fear, the moment you trusted even when you did not understand, the moment you decided that my word would matter more than what your circumstances were saying. The faith you are exercising right now is shaping your future. The choice you make in this moment is influencing what unfolds next. So choose wisely. Choose faith when fear tries to speak louder. Choose trust when doubt crowds your thoughts. Choose my truth when reality seems to argue against it. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am not asking you to see 10 steps ahead. I am simply asking you to take the next step. One step of obedience. One decision to believe. One quiet but firm yes. And then, watch what I do with it. Watch how I multiply what you place in my hands. Watch how I take what feels small and turn it into something far greater than you imagined. You already know this pattern. You have heard the story of the loaves and the fish. A child brought what seemed insignificant, barely enough for himself, let alone a crowd. Yet when he offered what he had, I multiplied it until thousands were satisfied. The power was never in the size of the offering. The power was in who received it. Your faith is no different. It may feel fragile. It may feel incomplete. It may feel insufficient. But place it in my hands anyway. Trust me with what you have, not what you hang. Give me your faith, even if it trembles, and I will expand it beyond your expectations. I will take your small faith and turn it into undeniable breakthrough. I will take your uncertainty and shape it into a testimony that strengthens others. I will take your limited perspective and open doors of unlimited blessing, because that is my nature. I specialize in the overlooked, the underestimated, and the impossible. The trial you are facing now, the one that seems permanent, immovable, and beyond repair, is exactly the kind of situation where my power is revealed most clearly. That struggle you thought would never end, I am ending it. That addiction that has wrapped itself around your life, I'm breaking it. That sickness that has worn you down, I'm bringing healing. That lack that has kept you confined, I am providing abundance. That broken relationship you thought was beyond repair, I am restoring it. Not by your strength, but by mine. Not by your wisdom, but by my power. Not by your effort, but by my grace. Your role is not to force the outcome. Your role is to receive. Open your hands. Open your heart. Open your mind. Release the need to control every detail. Release your own plans and timelines. Trust me enough to let go and watch as I do what only I can do. Release your grip on the picture you created in your mind of how everything was supposed to unfold. Surrender the expectations, the timelines, the strategies, and the assumptions. Step back and allow me to step forward. Allow me to move freely. Allow me to accomplish what no human effort could ever produce. There are things on the horizon of your life that you did not labor for, did not strategize for, and did not chase down. The harvest is approaching that you never planted. Opportunities are opening that you never requested. Favor is surrounding you that you did not negotiate for. Blessings are unfolding that cannot be traced back to your strength, your discipline, or your persistence. Not because effort has no value, but because I want you to understand, without confusion or doubt, that this is unmistakably my hand at work. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is not timing. This is my gift to you. I am doing it this way so pride never gets the credit, so self-reliance never steals the glory, so you never forget the true source of your help. Your support comes from me. Your resilience flows from me. Your breakthrough is released by me. And it is happening now, not someday, not eventually, not when everything feels perfect, but in this very season, in this precise moment. That sensation you feel stirring inside you is not panic. It is non-dread. It is not anxiety trying to consume you. It is anticipation awakening. It is expectation rising. It is your spirit sensing movement before your eyes can see it. Something is shifting beneath the surface. Something long restrained is loosening its grip. Something that hath been delayed is finally being released. Stay attentive. Stay present. Stay watchful, because blessings are about to arrive in forms you did not anticipate. Answers are coming from directions you never considered. Help is approaching through people you never expected to be involved. Understand this clearly. I do not operate within your limitations. I do not follow your schedules. I do not conform to human logic or predictable patterns. My perspective is higher. My wisdom is broader. My plans stretch further than your imagination can reach. So when the breakthrough arrives, and it will, do not dismiss it simply because it looks unfamiliar. Do not resist it because it does not resemble what you picture. Do not reject it because it comes wrapped differently than you hoped. Receive it. Welcome it. Give thanks for it. And then observe what follows, because breakthroughs are never isolated. One opens the way for another. One blessing creates momentum for many more. One answered prayer strengthens your faith for the next miracle. This is bigger than solving a single challenge. This is about repositioning your entire life. This is about moving you into a new level of living, establishing you in a new place, transitioning you from merely enduring to genuinely flourishing, from scarcity to abundance, from exhaustion to renewal, from defeat to triumph, from confinement to freedom, from illness to restoration, from confusion to understanding, from disorder to peace. This is your appointed season. This is your divine moment, and your adversary is fully aware of it. That is why resistance has been so relentless. That is why opposition has intensified. That is why the pressure has felt unbearable at times. He recognizes what is forming within you. He sees who you are becoming. He knows what you are about to step into, and it terrifies him. So he has attempted to wear you down, to cloud your hope, to persuade you to quit just before the finish line. But you are still here. You are still standing. You are still moving forward. You are not retreating. You are not surrendering. You are not abandoning what you know to be true. Even beneath the weight of doubt, fear, and fatigue, there is a quiet certainty inside you, a knowing that refuses to be silenced, and that knowing is correct. The breakthrough is real. The victory is approaching. Hold tightly to that conviction. Follow it. Protect it. Do not allow circumstances that have not yet shifted to talk you out of it. Do not let disbelief from others shake your confidence. Do not entertain the whispers of fear or the lies of doubt. Cling to what I have spoken. Stand firmly on what I have promised. Declare what I have already said is yours, and watch as it unfolds. Because my word does not fail, ever. What I speak comes to life. What I promise manifests, always. It may not arrive according to your schedule. It may not unfold according to your blueprint, but it will come. And when it does, there will be no question. You will know, deeply, undeniably, that I am faithful, that I am good, that I am trustworthy, that I am exactly who I have revealed myself to be. Your response will not be forced. It will not be ritual. It will not be obligation. It will be overflow. Gratitude rising naturally. Worship pouring out effortlessly. Because when you see what I have done, when you recognize what I carried you through, when you receive what I placed in your hands, praise will be the only response that makes sense. And that praise will unlock even greater things, because I dwell in the praise of my people. I abide where worship rises freely, not as a performance, but as a posture of the heart. I move where gratitude lingers, where thanksgiving is not dependent on outcomes but anchored in trust. What captures my attention is not the praise that comes easily when doors are open and prayers are answered without delay. That kind of response requires little surrender. Anyone can lift their hands when the path is smooth and the future looks certain. But what truly touches me is something far rarer. It is the one who chooses reverence when the winds are violent, the one who lifts a song from a place of sorrow, the one who whispers gratitude through tears, the one who believes my word even when every visible sign contradicts it. This is faith refined by fire. This is trust forged under pressure. And this kind of faith does not remain unnoticed. It carries power. When you worship in uncertainty, chains begin to loosen. When you give thanks in hardship, heaven responds. When you believe in darkness, light begins to move. This is the faith that shifts atmospheres. This is the trust that opens doors no human hand could unlock. And you have been walking in this faith, often without recognizing it. Even in moments when you felt empty, even when you questioned your own strength, even when you believed you were falling short. Each time you stood up again instead of giving up, that was faith in motion. Each time you spoke to me despite your weariness, that was reliance. Each time you chose my truth over your fear, that was worship in its purest form. I saw every moment. I recorded every act of quiet perseverance. None of it was wasted. And now, I am preparing to respond, not as a transaction, not as a reward for effort, but as an expression of who I am. I am faithful to those who seek me with sincerity. I draw near to those who call on me with honesty. I act on behalf of those who place their trust in me, and you have been doing all three. So prepare yourself. Watch closely. There are those who assumed your story was finished, those who labeled you by your past, those who decided you would never rise above where you were. They are about to be surprised, not because of your ability, but because of my work within you. They have only seen the surface. They do not know what hath been forming beneath it. They were not present in the hidden places where I was reshaping your heart. They did not witness the unseen growth, the quiet transformation, the internal rebuilding. What soothed, what hath been cultivated in secret will be revealed openly. When they see it, reactions will differ. Some will feel conviction. Some will feel hope awaken. Some will begin seeking me because your life will point them there. Understand this clearly. What I am doing in you is not only for you. You are becoming a living testimony, evidence that I still restore, still transform, still intervene. Carry this calling with care. Walk gently. Stay grounded. Reflect my glory rather than seeking your own. Let your life redirect attention back to me. This is not a story about personal greatness. It is a story about enduring faithfulness. It is not about human strength. It is about sustaining grace. It is not about your effort. It is about my power at work within you. Guard this perspective, and I will entrust you with more. Maintain this posture, and I will open doors that will astonish even you. There are depths you have not explored yet, possibilities you have not imagined. Purpose is still unfolding, but everything ahead must rest on a solid foundation. Not arrogance, but humility. Not independence, but reliance. Not striving, but obedience empowered by the Spirit. That is what this season has been accomplishing. The challenges were not meant to break you. They were shaping you, strengthening your character, deepening your dependence, establishing a foundation strong enough to carry what is coming next. And what is coming is significant, greater than what you have known, broader than what you have experienced, deeper than what you have dared to envision. It requires growth. It requires maturity. It requires surrender. And that is exactly who you are becoming. This season has been transforming you into someone capable of stewarding more responsibility, more influence, more purpose. You are not who you were. You are not finished. And what lies ahead will make sense of what you have endured. Stay steady. Stay humble. Stay close. This is the version of you that has been quietly forming beneath the surface. This is the person rising from the pressure, shaped by endurance, strengthened by resistance, refined by time. What you are becoming is not accidental, and it is not premature. You are ready now, ready for the responsibility, ready for the opportunity, ready for the purpose that lies ahead. You have been trained by experience, prepared by adversity, and qualified by the very struggles that once made you question yourself. So do not look back with bitterness. Do not replay the pain with regret. Do not wish the journey had been smoother or simpler, because ease would have left you unprepared. Speed would have left you shallow. Comfort would have left you unchanged. The weight you carried built strength. The delays taught wisdom. The pressure forged endurance. Nothing was wasted. Every chapter mattered. Every obstacle served a function. Every tear watered the ground of your growth. Even the moments that felt like loss were shaping discernment. Even the seasons that felt empty were building capacity. What looked like failure was often training. What felt like rejection was often redirection. What seemed like a pause was actually preparation. Those moments you thought were wrong turns were not mistakes. They were intentional intersections, meetings with truth, encounters with growth, opportunities for deep internal transformation. Each one shaped your character, stretched your faith, and expanded your vision. And now, all of it has brought you to this turning point. This is the moment where things begin to change. The moment where endurance gives way to elevation. The moment where survival shifts into purpose. You are stepping out of one season and into another, no longer hidden, no longer uncertain, no longer unprepared. Let me show you this truth another way. Imagine a seed placed into the earth. It doesn't descend into the soil with celebration. It disappears into darkness, pressed down by heavy ground, surrounded by silence and isolation. If that seed had awareness, it might panic. It might protest. It might say, "This isn't what I was created for. I was meant to be seen, not buried." But beneath the surface, something sacred is happening. The seed's outer shell begins to crack. What once protected it now must break. What once defined it must dissolve. And from that breaking, life begins to stir. Not instantly, not effortlessly, slowly, quietly, painfully. A fragile shoot emerges, pushing upward against resistance, forcing its way through soil that does not yield easily. It stretches towards something it has never seen but somehow knows exists: light. Every inch forward requires effort. Every movement demands strength it didn't know it possessed. And then one day, it breaks through. The darkness ends. The light appears. And the seed realizes it is no longer what it once was. It is becoming something more, something stronger, something capable of sustaining others. A tree that will stand tall, a life that will bear fruit, a presence that will offer shade, nourishment, and beauty. None of that could have happened without the burial. None of it could have emerged without the pressure. None of it could have existed without the breaking. That seed is you. You were never being destroyed. You were being developed. The darkness was not your end. It was your beginning. The breaking was not punishment. It was preparation. The old version of you had to crack so the true version could rise. The limits of your past have been loosening. The fears that once contained you have been losing their grip. The person you used to be could not go where you are headed, so growth demanded transformation. And through it all, something powerful has been forming within you: resilience, clarity, authority, depth. Even when you couldn't see the outcome, you kept pushing forward. Even when you didn't understand the process, you didn't quit. And now, you are emerging. You are stepping into visibility. You are no longer the same, and you were never meant to be. So see yourself differently now. Look beyond who you were and recognize who you are becoming. Not defined by the struggle, but strengthened by it. Not marked by the delay, but matured through it. You are strong. You are resilient. You are equipped. You are chosen. You are called. You are ready. The season of being hidden has passed. The season of preparation has done its work. Now comes the season of expression, when what was built in silence will speak loudly. What was shaped in secret will be revealed openly. What was formed in darkness will shine in the light. People will notice. They will sense the difference. They will ask how you changed, how you grew, how you became this version of yourself. And when they do, you will know the truth. You will say it wasn't luck. It wasn't timing. It wasn't chance. It was purpose. It was process. And it was grace. And through your becoming, the glory will be given where it belongs. What you will carry into the world is not a spotlight on yourself, but a reflection of what I have done through you. Your life will point back to me. Your words will lead hearts toward me. Your testimony was never meant to make your name great. It was designed to make my name known. I am not using your story to elevate your image, but to reveal my nature. Not to highlight your ability, but to display my power working through human weakness. What you lived through did not begin with you, and it does not end with you. Your story is woven into mine. What you call a breakthrough is evidence of my faithfulness. What you call victory is the revelation of my glory. I will use what you endured to reach people who could not be reached by sermons, explanations, or perfect examples. I will use your journey to touch hearts that would have remained closed any other way, to reach places words alone could never enter. Lives will be changed not because your story is impressive, but because it is real. That is why the trial could not be shallow. That is why the pain could not be pretend. That is why the struggle had to be genuine, and the tears had to be honest. False testimonies cannot heal real wounds. Polished stories cannot reach broken hearts. Shallow victories cannot inspire lasting transformation. But your lived experience, your unfiltered, unedited journey, will speak to people in a language they understand. They will recognize themselves in your story. They will see their own fears, losses, and questions reflected back at them. In your testimony, they will find permission to hope again. In your breakthrough, they will glimpse the possibility of their own. And they will dare to believe that if I carried you through, I can carry them too. And they will be right. Because I do not play favorites. I am not selective with grace. What I have done for you, I am willing to do for them. Who I have been to you, I will be to them. The mercy that met you will meet them. The grace that sustained you will sustain them. This is who I am. This is how I work. My character does not shift with circumstances. I am faithful when things are clear and when they are confusing. I am good when outcomes are visible and when they are delayed. I do not change with time, culture, or seasons. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. That is why when I tell you the season of trial is ending, you can trust me. When I tell you breakthrough is on the way, you can believe me. When I speak victory over your life, you can receive it without hesitation. I do not lie. I do not manipulate. I do not break promises. My word does not expire. My truth does not fail. What I declare cannot be undone. And I have already spoken breakthrough over your life. I have already released blessing into your circumstances. I have already declared victory over the battles you are fighting. It is not pending. It is not uncertain. It is settled. So begin to live like it now. Do not wait until the evidence appears. Do not delay your faith until everything feels resolved. Do not postpone your praise until the storm passes. Worship me in the middle of it. Thank me before you see it. Praise me not only for what I have done, but for what I am doing and what I am about to do. Let your worship become spiritual resistance. Let your praise become a bold declaration. Let your gratitude speak ahead of your future. When you worship while still in the battle, you are announcing that the battle does not define you. When you praise while the pressure remains, you are declaring that the trial does not control you. When you give thanks before the breakthrough, you are affirming that it already belongs to you. This is faith in action. This is trust that moves beyond feelings. This is belief that shifts atmosphere, moves mountains, and changes outcomes. And this is what I am inviting you into. Not later, not someday, not when it feels easier, but now. In this moment, choose it. Step into it. Release what is behind you. Lay down the pain you have been carrying, or what wounded you. Heal from what tried to break you. Move forward into what I promise. I am with you in every step, every breath, every moment. You have never walked alone. In the darkest valley, I was there. In the fiercest storm, I was present. In the deepest pit, I did not leave. I am here now, and I will remain. I will never abandon you. I will never turn away from you. You belong to me, fully, completely, forever. And no trial, no enemy, no circumstance, no person has the authority to change that. You are surrounded by a love that did not begin with you and will not end because of you. It existed before you took your first breath, and it will remain long after every doubt has been silenced. I did not choose you impulsively or temporarily. My choice of you was intentional, deliberate, and permanent. You are not held loosely or conditionally. You are secured by a grip that cannot slip, weaken, or release. So exhale. Let the tension leave your body. Allow your restless thoughts to quiet. Let peace settle into the deepest places of your heart. Anchor yourself in this truth. Nothing that comes against you has the authority to take you out of my hands. No circumstance can separate you from me. No delay can cancel my plans. No mistake can disqualify you from my purpose. No matter how chaotic things appear, I am present. No matter how uncertain the timeline feels, I am still working. No matter how unfinished you believe you are, I will complete what I began. I do not abandon my work midway. I do not lose interest. I do not fail. You were never an afterthought. You were never a miscalculation. You were never a flaw in the design. You are the result of intention, crafted with care, shaped with vision, and formed with meaning. You are my workmanship, valuable, desired, and deeply known. I call you mine, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to me. Every chapter of your life has been accounted for. The joyful seasons, the painful ones, the confusing pauses, and the long waits, all of it hath been woven into a greater story. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been random. Even the moments you questioned me, even the seasons you felt forgotten, even the times you felt stuck, especially those, have been shaping you. This season you are in right now is not punishment. It is preparation. It is not delay. It is development. This is the refining place where strength is forged, where wisdom is gained, where endurance is built. This is the pressure that produces clarity. This is the fire that removes what does not belong and reveals who you truly are. And hear this clearly. The season of testing is reaching its conclusion. The refining work has done what it needed to do. The lesson has been learned. The growth has taken root. What once felt endless is now coming to an end. The door is opening. The shift has begun. What you have been praying for is no longer approaching, it is unfolding. What you have been waiting on is no longer distant, it is arriving. This is not the end of the story, this is the beginning of fulfillment. Stand up in faith. Step forward with confidence. This is your moment to move, to receive, to walk in what hath been promised. I want you to be aware of what is being released so you do not miss it. Pay attention. Stay alert. Recognize my hand when it moves. Jersey, I am dismantling every chain that has bound you, every addiction that has dictated your behavior, every habit that has stolen your peace, every cycle that made you feel powerless. You tried to overcome it alone. You made vows. You set rules. You relied on discipline and determination, and still found yourself falling back. That is because some battles cannot be won by human effort alone. These were not merely habits, they were strongholds. And strongholds require divine intervention. What you needed was not more effort, but greater authority. And that authority is being released now. The cravings that haunted you are weakening. The urges that dominated you are losing control. The impulses that once ruled your decisions are breaking apart. This is not a slow erosion, it is a decisive break. One moment bound, the next moment free. That is how deliverance works. Remember the man who lived among the tombs, tormented, restrained, isolated, until he encountered me. In one encounter, everything changed. What no chain could restrain, what no human effort could heal, was resolved in an instant. Its same power is at work for you now. Your freedom is not coming someday, it is happening now. As you read these words, the atmosphere around you is changing. What held you is releasing you. Do not overthink it. Do not debate it. Do not wait for feelings to confirm it. Accept it. Life from it. Line your thoughts, your actions, and your identity with freedom, because freedom is now yours. Second item, shifting your financial reality. The strain you have lived under, the pressure that kept you awake at night, the limitations that forced you into survival mode, those are coming to an end. Not because you cracked a secret code, not because you finally earned relief, but because I am stepping in as your source. Provision is moving toward you from places you did not anticipate. Doors are opening that you did not knock on. Opportunities are forming that you did not pursue. Ideas will come to you that carry the capacity to produce increase. Favor will meet you in ways logic cannot explain. This is not about excess for ego. This is about freedom for purpose. I am lifting the burden so you can breathe again. I am removing the weight so you can focus on what truly matters. Survival has taken too much of your energy. Anxiety has taken too much of your attention. It ends now. I am bringing you into more than enough, not just to cover your needs, but to restore your joy. Enough to give freely. Enough to plan without fear. Enough to support others without strain. Enough to invest in what I have called you to build. You were never meant to live under constant pressure. You were never meant to struggle endlessly. Abundance is not arrogance. Provision is not pride. I desire that you live with peace, stability, and generosity. That is fullness of life. I know you were taught that lack equals holiness, that struggle equals humility, that provision is suspicious. But that was never my voice. I came to give life, full, rich, overflowing life. And I will supply what you need, not from scarcity, but from my unlimited abundance. Trust me. Stay open. Walk forward. What I promised is beginning now. I have spoken over you that your life would flourish in every dimension, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and materially. Growth in your soul was never meant to coexist with lack and struggle. Scarcity does not sanctify you, and suffering is not a requirement for righteousness. I take no pleasure in watching you barely survive. I desire for you to thrive. I am not calling you into deprivation. I am calling you into abundance with purpose. I am not blessing you so you can hoard, but so you can overflow. I want my goodness evident in your life, not only for your benefit, but so that others may be touched through you. You are meant to be a channel, not a container. So open your hands and your heart. Receive this truth. Anchor your faith in it. Adjust your expectations to match it. A significant shift is coming to your financial landscape, one that will surprise you by its timing and its scale. Pay attention. Like room. Align yourself. What has felt stuck is about to move. What has been delayed is about to accelerate. Prepare yourself, because provision is approaching in ways you have not yet imagined. And now hear this clearly. I am restoring your body. I see the pain you have carried. I see the discomfort that has interrupted your sleep, the illness that has drained your strength, a condition that has placed limits on what you can do. I have not overlooked any of it. At this very moment, my healing presence is at work within you. My power is not shallow or surface level. It reaches deep into tissues, systems, cells, and structures. Where imbalance has existed, alignment is taking place. Where damage has lingered, repair has begun. What medical voices declared irreversible, I am undoing. What they labeled untreatable, I am touching. What you were told you would manage for the rest of your life, I am lifting from you. I am not only the one who rescues your soul, I am the one who restores your body. Redemption was never partial. The same divine force that raised Christ from death now resides within you, alive, active, and powerful. That power does not merely comfort, it restores. It does not merely sustain, it resurrects. So speak with authority over your body. Align your words with truth. Call every organ, every system, every cell into agreement with my design. Do not speak as someone wishing for change, but as someone standing in authority. Do not plead as though this is uncertain. Declare it as established. Healing is not something you are waiting for. It is something already accomplished. It is not future tense. It is finished. Your role now is to walk in agreement with that reality. Thank me even before you feel the difference. Praise me before the evidence appears. Worship me while the process is still unfolding. That is faith, not denial, not fantasy, but trust rooted in what has already been secured. Faith reaches forward and pulls tomorrow's promise into today's experience. Now listen, I am also moving in your relationships. I see the fractures, the conversations that ended badly, the distance that grew silently, the bonds that once felt safe but now feel strained or broken. I'm present in those spaces. I am softening hearts that have been hardened. I am bringing clarity where misunderstanding ruled. I am healing wounds that words alone could not reach. What you were unable to repair through effort, I am restoring through grace. What you tried to fix with explanation, I am healing through my spirit. What felt beyond recovery, I am touching with power. Some relationships will be rebuilt, stronger, healthier, and more authentic than they ever were. Others will be redeemed differently. You may not walk forward together, but you will walk forward free from bitterness, free from regret, free from the weight of unresolved pain. Peace will replace confusion. Closure will replace longing. And new connections are on the horizon. I am bringing people into your life who will see you clearly, support you sincerely, and walk with you faithfully. These are not accidental encounters. They are appointed. Friendships with depth. Relationships of purpose. People who will speak life, challenge you toward growth, and stand with you in truth. You have known loneliness. You have felt unseen. You have wondered whether anyone truly understands your heart. But you are about to discover that community is waiting for you. People who will feel like family, who will recognize your value, and who will walk beside you through every season. So open yourself again. Let trust grow where fear once lived. Allow love to return where pain tried to shut the door. Yes, you were hurt. Yes, you were disappointed. Yes, some bonds failed. But do not allow yesterday's wounds to cancel tomorrow's blessings. Do not let past betrayal block future connection. What others did does not get to define what I will do. And finally, I am releasing wisdom and clarity over you. The fog that has surrounded your thoughts is lifting. The indecision that has slowed you down is breaking. Answers are emerging. Direction is becoming clear. You are stepping into a season of understanding unlike anything you have known before. This clarity is not coming because you suddenly have all the information. It is coming because I am revealing what you need to know. I am placing insight directly into your spirit. I am giving you discernment that surpasses logic, understanding that exceeds experience. You will recognize paths you could not see before. You will sense what is right without needing every explanation. You will know, not because you figured it out, but because I showed you. Trust what I am revealing. Walk confidently in it. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are being guided, intentionally, precisely, and lovingly, into what comes next. You are about to perceive truths that were never taught to you. Understanding will rise within you that goes beyond books, beyond lessons, beyond what your past has prepared you for. Insight will come that cannot be traced to experience alone. This is heavenly wisdom operating through your life. This is the mind of God being opened to you. This is divine clarity flowing through ordinary thought, transforming how you see, how you discern, and how you decide. And it will not go unnoticed. People will begin to question how you recognized what others overlooked, how you grasped what remained hidden to them, how you discerned solutions where there seemed to be none. They will ask where that understanding came from, how you knew what to do, how you saw so clearly. And your answer will be simple and true. It was not your intelligence, your effort, or your ability. It was God. He imparted wisdom. He illuminated the answer. He uncovered the way forward. Next, I am giving you peace, not the kind that depends on everything going smoothly, not the fragile calm that disappears at the first sign of trouble, but a peace that exists in the middle of chaos, a peace that stands firm when circumstances shake, a peace that lives within you regardless of what surrounds you. The anxiety that has wrapped itself around your thoughts is loosening its grip. The fear that once dictated your decisions is losing its authority. The constant worry that drained your strength is being replaced with quiet trust. This is a peace that logic cannot explain, a peace that defies circumstances, a peace that guards both your heart and your mind. You will find yourself calm in situations that once overwhelmed you. You will notice steadiness where panic once ruled. You will experience rest in moments that used to exhaust you. Not because the problem vanished, but because something inside you changed. Not because the storm ended, but because you became anchored. You are no longer ruled by what happens around you. You are grounded in who I am. And this peace will speak louder than words. Others will notice your composure, your stability, your unshakable presence. They will wonder how you remain steady when others collapse, how you remain hopeful when others despair. And you will direct them to me. You will speak of the Prince of Peace. You will testify of a peace that cannot be manufactured, only received. And I am releasing favor over your life. Not ordinary favor, but extraordinary, undeniable, unmistakable favor. Doors will open that logic says should remain closed. Opportunities will emerge that you appear unqualified for. Decisions will lean in your direction when reason says they should not. Not because of your resume, not because of who you know, not because of what you have achieved, but because my favor rests upon you. When my favor is present, the rules shift. What once seemed impossible becomes attainable. What appeared unlikely becomes inevitable. You will enter spaces you never expected to access. You will receive blessings you could not earn. You will experience provision you did not orchestrate. And you will know, without question, that this is my doing, my hand at work, my grace on display. To give me the glory. Tell the story. Let others hear what I have done. Because this favor is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to inspire faith in everyone who hears your testimony. The same God who favored you is able to favor them. The same God who opened doors for you can open doors for them. The same God who blessed you is no respecter of persons. Next, I am restoring your family. If distance has grown between you and your children, I am softening their hearts. If separation has come between you and your spouse, I am moving behind the scenes. If silence or tension exists between you and parents or siblings, I am arranging moments for reconciliation. Every member of your family is in my hands. And understand this, I love them even more than you do. I am pursuing them relentlessly. I am drawing them gently. I am speaking to them in ways you cannot hear, through channels you cannot see, with a power beyond your reach. So release the need to control. Stop forcing outcomes. Let go of manipulation. Rest from striving. Pray. Trust. Believe. And then watch what I do. Watch how hearts change. Watch how conversations open. Watch how walls fall. Because family matters to me. Covenant matters to me. Relationship matters to me. I am a God of restoration. I specialize in reconciliation. I redeem what seems beyond repair. What has been broken, I am repairing. What have been lost, I am recovering. What has felt dead, I am breathing life into again. Trust my timing. Trust my ways. Trust my heart. I see what you cannot. I know every heart involved. I understand every layer of the situation. And I am working everything together for good. Your role is to believe, to pray, to forgive, to release, and to trust. My role is to act, to heal, to restore, to redeem. And I am faithful to fulfill my part. always. Finally, I am giving you joy. Not surface level happiness, not temporary excitement, but deep, rooted, unshakable joy. A joy that does not depend on circumstances. A joy that rises from within, not uttered by external condition. This is the joy of the Lord, and it is your strength. With this joy, endurance becomes possible. Challenges become manageable. Trials lose their power. Because this joy is anchored in who I am, in what I have already done, and in what I have promised to do. And none of that changes. I do not change. I remain faithful. I remain constant. I remain unchanging. So the joy that flows from me is steady, enduring, and reliable. Receive it. Let it fill every part of you. Let it overflow into how you speak, how you move, how you live. Let joy become your identifying mark. People should recognize that you know me, not by perfection, but by joy, by the light in your eyes, by the peace on your face, even in hardship, even in pressure, even in adversity. Because your joy is not the result of an easy life, it is the result of trusting a faithful God. I am unveiling the reason you exist. I am unlocking the meaning that has been stirring within you, the quiet pull you felt but could never fully define, the sense that your life carried more weight than what you could see with your eyes. That inner knowing was not imagined. It was a signal, a summons, a divine imprint placed inside you long before you ever took your first breath. The purpose that has hovered just beyond clarity is no longer hidden. The vision that once felt blurred is sharpening. The assignment that waited patiently for the right time is now awakening. You are stepping into the very reason you were formed. I shape you intentionally, with precision and care. I designed your personality, your mind, your gifts, your sensitivity, your resilience. Nothing about you was accidental. The path you walked, even when it felt confusing or painful, was never disconnected from where you are headed now. Every delay refined you. Every hardship strengthened you. Every detour taught you something you would one day need. Nothing was wasted. Not the tears, not the waiting, not the battles you fought in silence. Every skill you develop, even in survival mode. Every lesson learned through loss or disappointment. Every experience that stretched you beyond what you thought you could endure. It was all preparation. Preparation for this moment. Preparation for this season. Preparation for this calling. And now, you are ready. Not because you are flawless, but because you are yielded. Not because you possess every answer, but because your heart is open. Not because you are strong on your own, but because you have learned how to lean. That posture, dependence, trust, surrender, that is exactly where transformation begins. That is where my strength flows without resistance. That is where purpose ignites. So move forward. Take the step placed in front of you. You are not required to see the entire journey, only the next movement of obedience. I will illuminate the way as you walk. I will steady you as you advance. I will empower you moment by moment, breath by breath. You are not walking alone. You will recognize my guidance not through pressure, but through peace. You will know my direction not through fear, but through assurance deep within your spirit. You are loved beyond measure. You are chosen intentionally. You are covered, restored, and set apart. You are no longer bound. You are no longer broken. You are no longer lacking. You are healed. You are sustained. You are favored. Joy is returning to your steps. Purpose is anchoring your soul. This is who you are becoming. This is what I have declared over your life. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can undo what I have begun. I am faithful. I am powerful. I am unwavering. I am not against you. I am not distant from you. I am actively working for you. Even when you do not see it, I am moving, arranging circumstances, opening paths you did not know existed, preparing blessings beyond what you imagined possible. Because my love does not sit still. My love acts. My love transforms. My love reshapes everything it touches. And right now, it is touching you. It is healing places you buried, restoring parts of you that felt lost, renewing your mind, positioning you for what is next. This is your season. This is your appointed time. This is your moment, and it begins now. But there is something else I need you to hear. There is a weight you have been carrying quietly, a memory, a decision, a moment you wish you could undo. Guilt has been speaking to you, telling you that you are unqualified, that you crossed a line you cannot return from, that you are permanently marked by your past. Those voices are lies, and they end now. No failure outruns my mercy. No mistake outgrews my grace. No sin is stronger than my redemption. When the sacrifice was made, it was complete. Nothing was left uncovered. Nothing was excluded. The price was fully paid, once and for all. That means there is no remaining debt, no lingering punishment, no sentence still hanging over you. So stop carrying what I have already removed. Stop replaying what I have already erased. Stop defining yourself by chapters that have already closed. You are not who you used to be. You are who I declare you are now. And I say you are forgiven. I say you are made clean. I say you are restored and made right. Not because of what you have done, but because of what was done for you. When I look at you, I do not see failure. I do not see shame. I do not see your past. I see renewal. I see purpose. I see a future unfolding. And I am not finished yet. I do not look at you and see failure. I do not look at you and see regret, mistakes, or the way we knew. I see faithfulness, my faithfulness, standing over you like a covering. I see my glory resting on your life, not because of what you have done right, but because of what I have already finished on your behalf. This is the heart of the gospel. This is the power of grace. This is the good news that does not merely improve your life, it transforms it from the inside out. You are not just forgiven, you are released. You are not simply spared consequences, you are delivered from condemnation itself. There is no sentence hanging over your head, no verdict waiting to be announced. In Christ Jesus, there is no condemnation, not partial, not conditional, not temporary, none at all. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. So stop carrying what no longer belongs to you. Receive the freedom that has already been given. Walk boldly in forgiveness. Lie fully in grace. And let go of the guilt that keeps trying to follow you. It has lost its authority. It has no legal right to accuse you anymore. It does not get to define you, direct you, or decide your future. Now let me speak to your heart about your relationships, because I know this has been one of the most painful chapters of your life. You love it deeply, and that love was met with betrayal. You trusted fully, and that trust was broken. You opened your heart honestly, and it was wounded in ways that chained you. The pain was so real, so personal, that you did what you had to do to survive. You built walls. You told yourself they were protection. And at first, they were. But over time, those walls stopped being a shield and became a cage. They are not only keeping out pain, they are also keeping out healing. They are blocking not only the people who could hurt you, but also the people I am trying to send to bless you, to stand with you, to love you well, to walk beside you into the next season of your life. You were never meant to live guided forever. So keep praying, keep believing, keep declaring my promises over them. The story is not finished yet. You will see restoration. You will see surrender. You will see them step into the purpose I designed for them. This is not a question of if, it is simply a matter of when. And that moment is closer than you realize. Hold on. Stay steady. Refuse to waver. The breakthrough is already forming. The turnaround is unfolding. The prodigal is on the way home. And now, I want to speak to you. I know there have been moments when you felt overlooked, or unsure if your life truly matters. I know you have questioned whether what you are doing has any real impact, whether your efforts are worth it, whether you are making a difference at all. Those thoughts are not truth. They are distractions meant to keep you discouraged and small. Your life is meaningful. Your presence carries weight. What you do matters, even when it feels ordinary, even when it feels unnoticed, even when no one applauds or acknowledges it. I see every act of obedience. I notice every sacrifice. I remember every time you chose integrity over convenience, faith over fear, and perseverance over quitting. Nothing you have done in faith has been wasted. Every seed you have planted is growing, even if you cannot see it yet. Every season of faithfulness is building something powerful in the unseen realm. And soon, what has been hidden will begin to show. You are approaching a harvest. You are stepping toward the fulfillment of a purpose that has been forming quietly over time. When you finally walk into it, you will look back and understand why the waiting was necessary. You will see how every challenge shaped you, how every delay prepared you, how every setback refined you. Even the painful moments will make sense in light of where you are going. One day, gratitude will replace confusion. Peace will replace doubt. And you will realize that the journey, even the hardest parts, was essential to becoming who you were created to be. So trust the process. Trust the timing. And most of all, trust me. I am working all things together for your good, even when you cannot see it, even when it hurts, even when it makes no sense. What I am creating is good, exceedingly good, far beyond what you could imagine. Hold on. I am not finished yet. My dear one, we need your help to move forward in faith. Press super thanks now, or join as a member to strengthen this ministry. Your support keeps God's word flowing to hearts that need it most. Together, we can shine brighter for His glory. Amen.